There are several steps we must follow if we are to maintain our cryptographic security. One of the most important begins with the actual drafting of the message. In its present form, this secret message illustrates many faults that you may encounter in your future work. Reference your message. The Secretary of War directs the embarkation of 3rd Division. Movement to port will be organic and rail transportation augmented by commercial buses. Staff officer will deliver logistic plan and all necessary information. Make preparation for tropical service. The first thing we do in drafting a message is to avoid stereotyped beginnings, such as reference my, re-you-raid, or as in our message, reference your. As you can see, the continual repetition of such stereotyped phrases in these messages might afford the enemy a key to our cryptographic systems. So first take out reference your message. Then eliminate all unnecessary words. Next, avoid punctuation wherever the meaning is clear without it. If you must use punctuation to make sense, the punctuation marks should be spelled out. You can see the message on the right contains the necessary information, properly drafted by eliminating all stereotyped phrases, unnecessary words, and all punctuation. Secretary War directs embarkation 3rd Division. Movement organic, rail transportation, commercial buses. Staff officer will deliver logistic plan, tropical service. The message should now be submitted to the writer for approval. Are there any questions about drafting a message?
I believe that's clear to all of us, Major. But if the changes are approved, is the message then ready for cryptographing and transmission?
Yes, if it is to be sent to one addressee, or to more than one if all use the same system. But let's assume that the drafted message must be transmitted to 2 different headquarters, and that these headquarters do not have the same secret cryptographic systems. In that event, we must send out the same message in 2 different systems. We must, however, guard against the possibility of the enemy's intercepting and comparing messages which are in different systems, but which contain identical information and are similarly arranged. To guard against this possibility, one message must be paraphrased. When we paraphrase a message, we rewrite it so that its meaning is the same, but its phraseology is different. Remember that the entire message must be paraphrased. There is a definite routine by which we paraphrase messages. The first step is to change the sequence of paragraphs. Since this particular message has but 1 paragraph, we will go to the second step, which is to change the sequence of sentences. Staff officer will deliver logistic plan. Secretary War directs embarkation 3rd Division, tropical service, movement organic, rail transportation, commercial buses. The third step is to change the position of subject, predicate, and modifiers in each sentence. Will deliver plan logistic, officer, staff. Directs 3rd Division embarkation, War Secretary. Service tropical. Transportation, organic, rail, commercial buses, movement. Now that the positions of subject, predicate, and modifiers have been shifted in each sentence, the 4th step in paraphrasing is to change the message from active to passive voice, or vice versa. Plan logistic delivered officer staff. 3rd Division embarkation is directed by War Secretary. Service tropical. Transportation, rail, organic, commercial buses will move your division. Now that the message has been changed from active to passive voice, we come to the 5th step in paraphrasing, substituting synonyms for equivalent expressions. Details will be delivered special courier. Your division departure is directed higher authority. Duty, torrid zone. Motors, trains, public buses you require will transport unit to harbor. Then the last step is to eliminate all prepositions, conjunctions, and words unnecessary to the sense of the message. Details will be delivered special courier. Your division departure directed higher authority. Duty, torrid zone. Motors, trains, public buses will transport unit to harbor. We've just seen the correct steps to follow in drafting and paraphrasing a message. It is advisable that the writer do his own drafting and paraphrasing, and every officer must know how to draft and paraphrase messages. But you as cryptographic security officers must be prepared to assist in drafting and paraphrasing. In an emergency, you may have to do the paraphrasing of another person's message, in which case you should get the writer's approval of the paraphrased text prior to the cryptographing and transmission of the message. Now, do you think you can draft and paraphrase a message by yourself, Miller?
Not right at this minute, sir.
Well, at least you know the general methods. And the thing for all of you to do is to practice on sample messages until all the steps become second nature to you.